11 huge Coronation Street spoilers for next week. Next week on Coronation Street, Shona finds herself in a harrowing situation when she becomes the target of a shocking kidnapping, leaving her loved ones frantic with worry. At the same time, Abi struggles with increasingly vivid and distressing hallucinations, fueled by the emotional strain of Kevin's recent cancer diagnosis. Elsewhere, Ken remains unaware of the danger lurking close to home, as Cassie secretly continues to drug him. As tensions rise, secrets and lies threaten to unravel, setting the stage for dramatic developments on the cobbles. 1. Shona is abducted. As Shona steps out of number 8, she's oblivious to a lurking danger. A man parked in a van nearby has been closely watching her. Moments later, her kidnappers strike swiftly, dragging her into the vehicle, unlocking her in the back. Inside the van, Shona pounds desperately on the doors and screams for help, her voice drowned out as the vehicle accelerates away. 2. David fears the worst. David stops by the cafe, puzzled to find out that Shona hasn't turned up for her shift. Already rattled by Harvey's recent threats over the stolen money, David's unease deepens, fearing that Shona may have become a target. At the police station, David recounts the threats he's received, including the chilling incident with his dog. Convinced that Harvey is responsible for Shona's disappearance, David pleads for immediate action. 3. David takes steps to protect his family. Believing Harvey might come after him next, David decides to relocate his family temporarily. He confides in Nick, admitting that until Harvey is paid back, his loved ones will remain in danger. Determined to raise the money, David makes a bold choice to sell number 8. He reconnects with Andy, an acquaintance he met in prison, and asks for a significant favor. 4. Kevin shares his cancer diagnosis. Kevin breaks the news to Abi about his testicular cancer diagnosis. While Abi tries to offer encouragement, her visible discomfort betrays her inner turmoil. Later, Abi opens up to Nina, revealing her struggle with Seb's memory and how Mason's recent death has brought back painful reminders. Kevin, meanwhile, grows increasingly worried about Abi's fragile state. 5. Abi faces a harrowing hallucination. On the way to pick Kevin up from his ultrasound, Abi drives past the site of Mason's death, triggering a severe panic attack. Overcome by the trauma, she steps out of the car and suffers a vivid hallucination of cradling Seb's lifeless body. Overwhelmed, Abi flees the scene, leaving Alfie behind. 6. Abi's mental health raises concerns. Kevin is startled when he finds Debbie waiting for him instead of Abi after his appointment. Returning home, he discovers Abi curled up on the sofa, visibly shaken by her hallucination. Debbie later shares her fears with Ronnie, expressing concern for Abi's mental state and Alfie's safety. The situation escalates when Abi overhears Kevin discussing her struggles with a social worker and wrongly assumes Debbie has reported her. 7. Tracy accuses Cassie of theft. Cassie continues to manipulate Ken, spiking his tea with antihistamines. Adam and Alia visit number 1 and quickly notice Ken's deteriorating health. When Ken spots suspicious transactions on his bank account, Tracy becomes convinced that Cassie is stealing from him. She confronts Cassie, pointing out recent purchases, including hair products, and accuses her of betrayal. 8. Ken invites Cassie to move in. Despite Tracy's concerns, Ken stands by Cassie and reassures her that he trusts her. He invites her to live at number 1 full-time, an offer Cassie eagerly accepts. The news doesn't sit well with Steve, who fears that causing a stir could backfire and leave him without a home. Even Evelyn is skeptical, suspecting Cassie's motives as she claims to be helping Ken with his growing care needs. 9. Steve offers Leanne support. Leanne feels humiliated as she serves her community order, forced to wear a high-visibility jacket and pick up litter. After enduring heckling from teenagers, she storms into the bistro, demanding a drink from Toya. Later, Steve spots a dejected Leanne at the cafe and invites her back to number 1 for a drink, hoping to lift her spirits. 10. Steve misses Amy's call for help. As Amy heads to a party, Steve and Leanne share wine and reminisce about their shared history. At the party venue, Amy is horrified to see Aaron's father, Eric, and tries to call Steve for help. However, Steve is too engrossed in conversation with Leanne to notice. As their evening takes a romantic turn, Steve and Leanne end up sharing a passionate kiss. 11. Chesney gets an unwelcome visitor. Chesney delights Gemma by revealing he's used his compensation money to clear their debts and book a family holiday to Alicante. The celebrations continue at the Rovers, where Dev and Bernie announce their engagement. However, Chesney's good mood is cut short when he returns home to find the police waiting for him.
Thanks for watching and stay tuned for more movie spoilers next week. Goodbye and see you again.